Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. But it's good evening from London, England, and good evening from London, England to every football people all over the world. This is your host, this is your guy, DLG Reppin. And before I start off here, I would like to talk about two individuals, both white young males between the age of 18 and 19. This is just briefly off football. And I've got a message for you, one of the two of you, who's called Adam Wilkinson. Yeah, Adam Wilkinson. I'm going to make this as viral as possible, but briefly. What you did by you and your friend mocking the death of George Floyd was beyond despicable. You're out of order. You're scum. And you know what? The reality is full of scum like you. And I'll tell you something here. I hope the police officers know about Walworth Road. Walworth Road. Well, if you ever get seen in Walworth Road, it's game over. But I hope they know about Wandsworth Prison and Brixton Prison too. They should send you in there, knowing that the cellmates, let's say a total of 85% of the cellmates are black males. Possibly less than 85%. Either way, yeah, you deserve to be served your punishment. Meaning that karma is always a bitch. Adam Wilkinson and your friend and the idiot who took the picture. Let's just say karma is a bitch. But the pair of you that was seen in that photo mocking George Floyd's death and not knowing what goes on. Mindless, uneducated fools. Both of you. And you know what? Judgment Day will come. Whether you're in prison, whether you're out in society, yeah? Your photos, the photo of both of you, yeah, is gone out viral. And I want to make this message viral as possible, yeah, before I get onto my football video recordings. Before I get into my football context, should I say. I hope you guys suffer. Either in prison or out in society, yeah? And someone will find out where you live, which is a great shame when you mock something like that. Someone will find out where you live, and it's not that hard. That's how angry I am. That's how frigging vexed I am. You've made your bed, so you lay in it. End off. Right. Let me breathe. Yeah, I'm glad I've just breathed. Right, keeping it on football. Former Newcastle Tottenham and England international Paul Gascoigne. He says in an exclusive interview with by Harris. Well, this is an exclusive interview with Harry Harris, or an article written by Harry Harris, should I say. He says he wasn't crying for himself. As it says here, Gazza opens up about his Three Lions heartbreak. I'm going to read what was written by Harry Harris. Paul Gascoigne is still filled with emotion as he marks the 30th anniversary of one of English football's most memorable moments. Gazza's tears ensuring summed up England's agonising 1990 World Cup semi-final defeat. But for the first time, Gascoigne, 53, revealed he was not sobbing because he would miss the final. It was simply at the thought of letting down his country. In a forward to a new book, Italianate Revisited. The player stories. Gazza, who picked up a second tournament booking, explains, I cried, but not because I was missing the final, as everyone thinks. I cried because I felt I let down the fans. I let down the fans, my teammates, the manager, and everybody. I cried because the fault of it was the end of my career. That I would never have another chance to play in a team like that on the world stage, and also against such world-class footballers. And of course, I was right to have that feeling. Former Newcastle and Tottenham midfielder Gazza has battled alcoholism and been in rehab several times. He said, in our country, if you are famous, you get so much stick. I vouch for that. Whether you're famous, whether you're rich, whether you succeed in life, regardless of finances, when you're on a high, people tend to get jealous. Even your closest friends and family. And friends and family, for me, are just words in the dictionary. Nowadays, they're just words in the dictionary. They don't mean nothing. They smile up in your face, give you hugs, pretend they're on the same par with you, and then when that knife comes out of their back pocket and the moment you turn your back, bang, you're stabbed up in the back before you know it. That's the real truth, isn't it? So, poor Gascoigne, he was in tears because he felt that he let down the country, his teammates, the fans. It weren't for the fact that he was going to miss the World Cup final. Really? How many World Cup finals do you play in your career, Gascoigne? I'm not sure whether I can buy that. I really am not sure. And this is not a dig because I'm wearing these colours. Yeah, it says Arsenal. We're talking about you as an England midfielder and a professional footballer at the time, a world-class professional footballer at be it, missing the World Cup final. Now, if I got booked knowing that I would miss the World Cup final, I would get emotional and sit aside while my teammates are participating in the biggest football match in their lives and careers. And I can't be part of that because of a silly booking. Don't you think you should have thought about that tackle on was it Andres Bremer, where you picked up your second bookable offence in that tournament? I mean, you say you let your country down. You say that you could let the fans down and your management down and your teammates down, but you should have thought about that tackle. Was it necessary to go in the way you did? I mean, I can watch it over and over again on YouTube or over and over again in my mind and think to myself, why did you even go in for that tackle? I understand the emotion. I really do, because it's not every day you play in a World Cup final. And of course I know it's every 4 years. But the reality is you let yourself down going in for that tackle. And, well, I guess it didn't matter in the end because England went out to the Germans on penalties that year. And they went out to the world champions that year. So you were defeated by the world champions. Let's be honest. So it's great to hear that you've gone through rehab before, although you went through it several times. But it's great to hear that you seem well as a human being. And even though what I've said earlier is just constructive criticism, where criticism is fully deserved. And that was my constructive criticism to you. Other than that, I hope you're well. And I hope you're just staying on the straight and narrow, man. and you've seen the light through your selfish drinking. So a massive shout out to yourself, Paul Gascoigne. And if you feel that you've got anything to say on what I've said earlier so far, then drop your comments in the section below. You know where the comment section is. I don't need to explain that, shall I? Or do I? And smash the thumbs up like button in abundance, yeah? And do more than smash the subscribe button for me, left, right, and centre, with a passion and with a vengeance as well. So, moving on from Paul Gascoigne. Liverpool players were seen. I've seen the photo on my telly through the news that Liverpool players stood on the centre circle line where it was marked, or should I say the centre circle, and did a kneel down for George Floyd. And I think that was very touching. I think that's a very touching tribute to George Floyd, an innocent black male, aged in mid-40s, who was killed unlawfully through the fact that the police thought that he was committing forgery when he didn't commit sweet FA. So for me, George Floyd, rest in peace, man. Rest well in peace. And again, my thoughts are with your friends and your family at such a difficult time. And I feel that others who knew George Floyd well should respect his family's plea for privacy at such difficult times. So well done to the Liverpool players who did the kneel down. I mean, it could be said that Liverpool did not pay any tribute or apologise to Patrice Evra. Although I didn't like Patrice Evra, we are talking about something on borderline racism again. And, we'll never get to the truth between him and Suarez, really. We'll never really get to the truth. Liverpool fans or Man United fans or football fans up and down the world, if you got anything to say on that matter between Suarez and Evra back then drop it in the comments below. And we'll have a conversation. So moving on from the Liverpool part, I've got down the Football Association have been told to urgently outline the interventions, and it's about the women's game, and it involves a Women's Super League. Now I'm going to read a little bit on that, if it loads up quickly. The Shadow Sports Minister has made an urgent call to the FA and Premier League clubs to outline their intentions for women's football, criticising the decision to abandon the domestic season in all divisions. Alison McGovern wrote to the FA Chief Executive Mark Bullingham, saying women's game is losing a massive opportunity to attract fans. And I strictly agree with that, 100%. Because by scrapping that league or voiding and nullifying that league, how long will it be until we start seeing the women's game on the telly or in person? I mean, fans don't have to pay much. It is cheaper than the men's game, but that's besides the point for me. You got it was starting to attract loads of fans from young ones to the elderly. And not forgetting the middle-aged fans and the terraces. Although it's not as big as the men's game yet, but it was on the rise, and this is a big setback, if you ask me. It is a massive setback. And reading on, the Women's Super League and Women's Championship seasons were ended last week with a decision yet to be made on titles, promotion and relegation. Well, if relegation and titles are decided and promotion, then other clubs might put in for illegal action to be taken against the FA, and rightfully so. I feel there were a few games to be played, and if I look at the table here, let's just say there were some games to be played, and the season had to be ended due to the coronavirus pandemic. But couldn't they consider near the end of June restarting the women's league? You know, instead of ending it. Let's have a look. And there we go. Let's have a look at the Women's Super League table, shall we? And then we'll go into the Women's Championship. Now, Man City's ladies were top of the Super League. They were about 3 points clear. But Chelsea and Arsenal had a game in hand. And Manchester United women were in 4th place. But the top 3, they had a game in hand to put the pressure on the Man City's women's team. So we'll never come to the conclusion of that. So a possible, 11 is 22. So yeah, 22 games to be played, and nothing's been decided as yet, and they haven't played since May, or was it? No, since March, which is such a shame. And if I go to the Women's Championship division, Aston Villa ladies were top of the pile, with Sheffield United a close second with 6 points behind, and Durham ladies 8 points behind. That's the top 3. So, with 11 teams, 20 games, there was only another 6 games to go. Some had 5, and some had 8. Well, that's that's the way it goes. And let's say Charlton Athletic women, they have a chance to avoid a relegation drop, but they've obviously not won one, but that's besides the point. They still had the opportunity to avoid relegation. I don't think it's fair on them if they went down without even fighting to the end. So that's all that I needed to talk about, and I needed to get that rant off my chest earlier. So I'm going to end it here. That's all 3 of my videos done for the day, and I wish you guys a nice day, out or indoors, or whatever you're doing. So again, it's your guy, your host, DLG Reppin. Peace, bless, and love. And remember to drop your comments below, and let's discuss what I've been discussing. Anything that you feel that I've spoken about, whether you agree or not, then drop your comments below. And do smash the thumbs up like button and less of the thumbs down, please, if you can. And do subscribe to my channel. And speaking of subscribe, I have another subscriber. Now I have 35 subscribers from 34. So a massive shout out to you, whoever you are. In fact, I know who you are. And I would like to say shout out to you, miss. You know who you are. And thanks for the love and the support. I really appreciate that. And I promise to do as many videos as possible and keep it football in context only, but as passionate as I can be, yeah? So thank you for the subscription, and hope more of you can take note and follow the example by smashing that subscription button for me, yeah? Left, right, and centre in abundance, and I want at least hundreds of subscribers before Christmas, yeah? More than hundreds before Christmas, should I say, yeah? And now I require another 965 subscribers. But 965 subscribers can be done. So the more I do it, the more subscribers I can get. So I'm going to leave you with a food of thought, and I'll be back tomorrow morning. Otherwise, it's peace, love, and bless people all over the world. And I'm out of here. Laters.